Hello everyone, welcome to our video for assignment 1 in unit 2. Now in your course resources file, when you look at these things, there's all these different things going on. There's like section 1, section 2. I'm going to set these up by, this is the first assignment in unit 2. That's what we're looking at right now. So what I'm going to have you do is, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through the steps that are in the class, because what you do is you build on those little video slide things that are in the class. So as you're working through the class and you come up to a section and it says like learn, this is one of the things that you have to learn to do. So I'm basically going to give you all of the steps, and if you follow along and pay attention, you'll understand how to go through these steps in order to complete all of the assignments. Now assignment 1 has 2 parts. So this is unit 2, assignment 1 part 1. You'll need to turn in both of these parts in order to get full credit on the assignment. The first thing we're going to be creating is a Python file that you're going to call shapes. And the reason you're going to call this shapes is because then you're going to also upload one called shapes assignment. But let's go through this now. When we're creating this shapes program, our whole goal is that we're creating a program that has circles, squares, and triangles. And you're going to kind of see the steps that we take to go through those. Now I'm going to start by opening up the idle editor. If you follow my cursor over here to the right side of the screen, this is our Python module. Here's the idle editor. When I open the idle editor, I'm going to move it over here in my window. There are actually 2 different setups for the idle editor. The first one is the shell. Now what happens in the shell here, I want to show you this just so you know what's going on, is everything that I do once I hit return happens automatically. So if I do my from turtle import star, and then I do forward 100, okay? And I hit return, behind it here we see another window opens. So what's happened is it's called up my little cursor, and then it's moved forward 100 pixels. In the shell, everything I type here immediately happens here. I can see what's going on. But here's the catch. I don't like that forward 100. Too bad, I'm stuck with it. I'm in the shell. Nothing I can do about it. I would have to start all over. So we really don't work in the shell. Instead, we work in the editor. So when you open up the shell, I'm going to take you through those steps. Let's close this guy out. I open up the shell, and then I go File, New File, and I get this guy right here. This is the editor. Let's take a look at the differences. The shell up here says shell, and it has all of this information about the version and the copyright, and I get the command prompt right here, these 3 little arrows. The editor, on the other hand, just says untitled and has a cursor blinking. You type in the editor just like you would any other document. You can save it, you can correct it, you can do all sorts of stuff with it. So for that reason, the editor is a little more user-friendly. But the catch in the editor, it won't happen automatically. If I type something, make sure I spell it right, okay, and I hit return, nothing. So in the editor, if you want to see if you're doing something correctly, you have to run it, and that means you save it, and then it runs, and you can see it happen. So it's just a little bit of an inconvenience, but I think the convenience of not having to redo every mistake you make far offsets the inconvenience of having to save to run. So you're going to open an editor window, and the first thing I want you to do is do a file save as. Now I'm going to save my file. Whoops, not there. Here I have a file called course files and a file called computer science. If you don't have one of these yet, you need to make one. You need a file for all of your stuff for this class. Now I'm going to set up a new folder here, and I'm going to call this examples, because I'm going to put everything that we do on these videos in this examples folder. And right here, I'm going to do another new folder, and I'm going to call this one unit 2. So I know that, I can't type apparently, everything that I'm doing in unit 2 is going here. And in the instructions, they tell me to call this file shapes. So I'm saving a shapes Python file. And now I have my shapes Python, which is shapes.py, and I'm good to go. The first thing we always do is call up the turtle. If you haven't done your reading, which I suspect some of you probably haven't, the turtle is the little graphic that we use in order to draw. And in this case, it's called the turtle always, but it doesn't necessarily have to be shaped like a turtle. For this assignment, you want it shaped like a turtle. So I'm going to do my from turtle import that says go ahead and call up the little draw program, call up the turtle. And then I'm going to tell it that my turtle needs to be shaped like a turtle. Now I want you to notice the elements here. I tell it shape, parentheses, quotation marks, turtle, close quotation. You have to have it exactly like that or it's not going to work. You won't get the turtle shape, and part of your grade on this assignment is that your turtle is shaped like a turtle. Now I'm going to create a square and I want it to be 100 pixels long. So right off the top, a square is 4 equal sides, which means that all of my lines have to be 100 pixels long. And then every time I make a line, I have to turn the turtle. So what I'm going to do here is my shape is turtle. The first thing I'm going to do is tell my turtle to go forward 100 pixels. Again, notice if you don't have the word forward spelled exactly correctly, it is not going to work. So if you ever get a syntax error, I'll show you what one of those looks like. Let's say I spell forward wrong. Okay. And now I want to see what's going to happen. Save it. Wait, I have a turtle, but look what happened. Forward, F-O-R-W-R-D is not defined. This is what happens when you make a mistake. It's a syntax error. So then I got to go back and go, what did I do? That's what I did. Okay, try again. Look, lo and behold, I have a turtle and he draws a straight line. Now I know that a square is 4 right angles, 90-degree angles, right? It makes a box. Every angle in a box is 90 degrees. So the next thing I need to do is tell my turtle to turn his little body. Let's show that one more time so you can kind of see. I want my turtle right here to turn his little body to the right 90 degrees. I want him to turn around because the turtle's going to draw a line wherever his little head is. Wherever his little head's facing, that's the direction he's going to go. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my turtle to turn 90 degrees to the right. Watch what happens. Boom, turn, and now he's ready to go here. All right, I need another side. It's got to be the same length, it's a square, but I'm going to make my life easier. I'm going to highlight that forward 100, and I'm going to hit Control C on my keyboard. I'm going to click here and hit Control V. That's called code reuse. Anytime that you take your code, highlight it, copy it, and paste it, and programmers hate having to retype everything. The more you retype, the more possibility you're going to make a mistake. I don't want that. I want to use the code that I know works. Let's run it. Oh, he went forward, he turned, and he went down, and I guess you can't guess what I'm going to do now. I need my little guy to turn to make a line this way. So I'm going to turn him to the right, 90 degrees again. Let's code reuse him. And now I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've got 1 side, 2 side. I need 3 and 4 sides. So what I'm going to do here, instead of just keeping running it and watching every time, I'm going to copy forward 100 and right 90. And I'm going to paste it here. Now you notice that back up here I needed a new line. All I did was hit return and that takes me to the new line. Just like typing in a Word doc takes you right to the new line. All right, here's 1 side of my square. 2 side. 3 side. But I need 4 sides to my square. So this time, instead of copying all this code, I'm only going to copy the forward because I don't need him to turn right again. So I go to the end, I hit return, Control V. Let's see what happens. I have a square! Look at my turtle and he's pointing upward. He has drawn a square and his little head's pointing up. That's the first step in this particular assignment, but don't click off, we're not done. So, I've made my square. All of this code draws the square. In our instructions, the next thing we need to do is draw a circle. Now, in the editor, you can put as many spaces as you want with the return key, and it doesn't change anything. I like to set my things up so that I see the different parts of my code set off by spaces. So I hit return twice. I'll show you that again. Return, return. Now I've got some space, and I'm going to do my circle. The nice part about Python is that the word circle just sets up a circle, okay? So I'm going to do a 100 pixel circle. Watch what happens. Square, circle, and my turtle's pointing up again. Nice job, little guy. So far we've got our square. We've got a circle. The next thing I want to do is I want to draw a box, a square, inside that circle. Now here's a square shortcut. New line, circle, radius of 100, comma, divide it into 4 sides. So you do steps equals 4, close parenthesis. Look closely at that. Draw a circle, but cut it into 4 steps. Circle, 100, steps equals 4. Watch what's going to happen. Ooh, pretty. Now, why is it a diamond and not a straight up square, Miss Mac? Because first of all, I'm dividing up the circle, and second of all, my little guy here, he was pointing up. So when he went around this circle again, he actually cut across the side here to make the first step. But he's always going to go in the direction of his little head, okay? So if his little head had been pointing a different direction, he would have drawn a different shape inside of there. But because he was pointing up, he took his path, his shortcut, right across this side of the circle, this side of the circle, this side of the circle, this side of the circle. We're not done. Next thing I want to do is I want to change my line that I'm going to draw. I want to change it to red. Here's how you change color. Type the word color. Open parenthesis, quotes, type the name of your color, close parenthesis. That could be red, blue, green, yellow, doesn't matter. Whatever color I put in there, that's the color he's going to be. So if you watch what happens once I do that. Look, my turtle turned red. He's red now. He's ready to draw in red. Okay. This time I'm going to draw a triangle inside the circle with the square inside of it. So circle, diamond, triangle, all inside of each other. I don't have to move my little guy yet. All I have to do now is take a circle and divide it into enough sides that it would be a triangle. So think, think, think. How many sides does a triangle have? Ding, 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 3. You're right. So I'm going to code reuse. I'm going to take this guy right here and highlight it. Control C. Go to the end of the red and hit return. Paste, but I'm going to change that 4 to a 3. So now I have draw a circle. Cut that circle into 4 pieces. Change your color to red. Cut that circle into 3 pieces. Let's see what happens. Look! I've got a square, a circle, a diamond, and a red triangle. That's all that needs to happen for the shapes part of the assignment, except I need to tell my file when to go away. And the code we like to use is called exit on click, meaning that when your user runs the code, if they click their mouse, the code will go away. So I'm going to leave myself 2 lines for space because I like to delineate. I'm going to type exit on click, all one word, kind of like a hashtag, and open close parenthesis because that tells it to go ahead and run the command. I run. And watch, I'm going to click. Here we go. Boom. Gone. So this is the code for shapes. This draws the square, circle, diamond, triangle, 4 shapes. But this is only half of Unit 2 Assignment 1. There's another half, and it's going to reuse this file. So don't upload this yet. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this because I'm a crazy saver and I like things saved. And in a minute, I'm going to do the next part of this for you, but I want to take us from the very beginning, so we're going to open it and everything. All right, this concludes the video for Unit 2, Part 1 of Assignment 1. Unit 2, Assignment 1, Part 1. You're not done. Now you've got to do Unit 2, Assignment 1, Part 2. Then you can upload Unit 2.